Hello and welcome back to the channel. So for today's look, I'll be using Stylin Dredz Mouldin Gel Wax, darling hair in the style 1 million braids in the color 1. And I've already sectioned my hair into two sections, a front section and a back section. Now I'm just spraying the front section with some water to make it easier for me to work with. And I'm going to be using this huge needle to part the section that I will be working on first. Now I'll be taking my Stylin Dredz Mouldin Gel Wax and applying it to the base of this section of hair because I want the hair to be as laid down as I can possibly get it to be, because we're going to be doing a rubber bands method kind of style, as you may have seen on the thumbnail. So I just applied onto the roots of the hair and also onto the parting which I have made, and then I take my needle and make the parting neater than what it was before, because it's easier to do that once you've applied your Stylin Dredz Mouldin Gel Wax. Now I'm parting that section into two squares, and I'm going to apply the Stylin Dredz Mouldin Gel Wax onto the base of each square. After applying the Stylin Dredz Mouldin Gel Wax all around the base of the hair, I just comb through that hair and brush that section of hair at the base with an older toothbrush. This helps sleek down the hair. Big shout out to Nombulelo Sitelo. She commented, "You are so talented. Thank you so much." On my previous video, I'm going to leave a link of it in the description box. I am now prepping the rubber bands that I'll be using for today's look by placing the rubber bands onto a lid and then squeezing some oil all over them. This just helps the rubber band slide off the hair once you are taking down the hairstyle. Now that my rubber bands are ready, I take the first rubber band and I place it onto the first square of hair. After securing the first block of hair, I just spray it with some water and then I brush it through that section. After brushing through this section, I'm going to put on a nice amount of the Stylin Dredz Mouldin Gel Wax because I want the hair on this section to hold onto each other and form like one thing. Because I'm trying to create a crisscross type of thing, I'm going to part out a second section because this is what is going to enable me to continue with this look in the most effective way. Well, that's just my point of view from this hairstyle. And I'm going to spray the second section with some water because it's easier to work with damp hair than working with dry hair, especially if your hair is coarse like mine. So I'm always going to have my water bottle close by. And then I'm going to part out a block onto the second section, which is going to be the first block in the front for this section, and then further spray that block with some water. And I'm going to be using my Stylin Dredz Mouldin Gel Wax, you already know it, at the base of this block. And after placing the Mouldin Gel Wax onto the base of this block, I am going to brush in the gel as I did with the first one, and then put on my oiled rubber band onto this section as well. When laying down the hair at the base, please use what is going to give you the best result. For people with a hair texture similar to mine, I recommend a small tooth comb followed by an old toothbrush or an edge brush. For people with a looser curl, you can get away with only using an old toothbrush or using only an edge brush. But please, if your hair is coarse zifana nezami, please try a small tooth comb first and then follow it with an edge brush or an old toothbrush. I am now done with the first two blocks of the two sections. I'm now going to work on the second block of the second section. I'm working on this block first because I want to take the hair from the first block of the first section and bring it into this block. After laying down the hair of the second block in the second section, I will take the rubber band, and without yet securing it, I will also take the hair from the first block of the first section, hold it together with the hair from the second block of the second section, and then secure everything together with the rubber band. And now I'm going to work on the second block of the first section, and once I've placed my gel and it's ready, before securing it with the rubber band, I'm going to take the hair from the first block of the second section, cross it over and bring it onto this block, and then secure everything together with a rubber band. And just like that, we have our first crisscross, our first X. Unfortunately, we are not solving this X as this is not mathematics, it's just hair and it's not hair geometry. And now moving on to the rest of the hair, I am just parting a middle section, and I'm going to keep the hair that I will not be working with out of the way using these black clips that I got from Clicks. These are very useful, especially when you are doing your own hair, so I would highly recommend getting yourself them. But if you can keep your hair out of the way, then you don't need them. So on the next two sections, I'm going to have 3 blocks on each section because there is more hair up there. Unfortunately, I lost a bit of footage here, but everything is still going to show as I work on the second section that is at the top. So I parted 2 sections at the top, and I did the first block of the first section at the top, and now I'm just going to work on the second section that is at the top by parting the first block and basing it with my Stylin Dredz Mouldin gel wax, and then brushing through that gel and securing it with a rubber band. And now I have my first 2 squares of the 2 sections that are at the top. I am now cutting out a second square from the first section because I will be crisscrossing the hair from the second section at the top, which is in the first square, into this square. Okay, I don't know if my explanation makes sense right now, but just keep watching and you'll see what I'm talking about. I am now taking the hair of the first block of the second section at the top and crisscrossing it over to the second block that is on the first section of hair, and then I am going to secure it. See, now that explanation makes sense after all. And as I did the first crossover, I am now going to do a second one, and I will have my second X using the two sections that are at the top. But it doesn't end there, because we're going to create a third X using the same sections that are at the top. I am now taking the hair from the second block of the first section at the top and crossing it over to the third block of the second section at the top. And to see a list of all the things that I've used on this video, please make sure that you check out the description box. It will also have links to my various social media platforms if you'd like to interact with me outside of YouTube. It will also have links to where you can shop for different products that I've used, but those links are not affiliate links, so only use them if buying in store is not convenient for you. If you experience problems accessing information in the description box, please go back and watch my previous video. I inserted a short snippet towards the end of the video showing step by step how to access the description box and all the information listed in the description box. I am now crossing the hair from the second block of the second section at the top into the third block of the first section at the top, and I'm going to secure that all together with a rubber band. And I am now done crisscrossing the top section, and now I just have to work on the section that is on the other side, and I'm going to do it as I've done this side. And this is what that section looks like. So I have a total of 4 X's in total and 1 diamond shape. Now I am going to start working with the hair that is at the back. Of course, I start off by spraying it with some water, and then I am going to part out squares. So I parted out a total of 14 squares, but I did this off camera because it was a lot of parting and I needed to keep looking at the back as I am doing right now with my small hand mirror. I am done parting most of the hair that is at the back, and now I just want to show how I am going to combine the remaining hair from the front sections with the hair that is at the back. So here I am just prepping the hair from the front section. And then for the hair that is at the back, I'm just combing through it with a small tooth comb. Yes, I applied Stylin Dredz molding gel wax to that. And I'm going to take these sections from the front, the hair remaining from those sections, and I'm going to twist them together. After doing that, I'm going to divide the square from the back into two, and then I will take the twist and put it at the center of the hair that is at the back, and then I start doing a three-way braid as you would a normal braid. And that is how we'll be combining the remaining hair from the front sections to the hair that is at the back. And now I'm working on the last square at the back. So I take my Stylin Dredz molding gel wax and apply it at the base of that. And then I take my old toothbrush and brush in the gel at the base just to sleek down the hair. And then I divide that into three and start making a three-way braid. That is how I did all the sections that are at the back. And now I am just laying my edges again. I'll be using the Stylin Dredz molding gel wax. This wax is just so versatile, you guys. Anyway, I am laying them down because I want them to get laid while I am busy with the sections that I did at the back. After applying the gel wax, I'm going to put on this bandana because it is what's going to ensure that my edges are properly laid down. I am now going to prep the hair that I will be using for my braids. It's darting hair in the style 1 million braids in the color 1. So I start off by removing the hair from its packaging, and then I am going to cut it into two sections by cutting it in the middle. After cutting it in the middle, I am going to fluff the ends because I don't want to have blunt ends. And if you don't fluff your ends and you are not going to be using rubber bands at the end of your braid could unravel. So I really recommend learning how to do this and knowing how to do it. Okay, please take note. Okay, so I'm just going to fluff out the ends on both sides of the hair, and once I feel that it is properly fluffed, I am going to brush through it just to take out any knots and tangles. Then I'll divide the hair into 14 smaller pieces for my 14 braids. I then started with my first braid, took the braiding hair and wrapped it around my own natural braid and started braiding as you would a normal three-way braid. And halfway through my natural braid, I push the braiding hair back, and then I take a piece of hair from each side of the braiding hair, a piece from one side and a piece from the other side, and hold those two pieces together with my own natural braid. And now I have 3 pieces of braiding hair in total with my own natural braid disguised, and then I continue braiding downward. If you are watching up until this point and you are enjoying this video, please make sure that you subscribe, click the notification bell to make sure that you don't miss out on any of my new uploads. Comment a little something, and also share this video with anyone who you think might find it informative and with anyone who you think it might add value into their lives. And remember, to get a comment shout out on my next video, you need to comment something either on this video or any one of my previous videos. And if you enjoy the type of videos that I upload on YouTube, please make sure that you also give me a thumbs up. And now I am going to do the rest of my braids off camera because I think that 4 braids as a demonstration is sufficient. And this is what the rest of my braids look like. They're not very thick because it is hot, and I do want to have these braids not only as braids but also as bantu knots. So if I make them too thick, the bantu knots are going to be too big. And now I am just creating the first bantu knot. So I just hold the braid in place and start rotating it around, and I'm going to do the same thing for all the braids that I have, all 14 of them. I am now done with the bantu knots, but I just want to add a little bit more pizzazz onto the hairstyle, so I'm going to use these gold hair accessories to do that. So I'm just going to unravel one bantu knot, and then I'm going to add on these gold accessories. And once I've added on the hair accessories, I'm going to redo the bantu knot just to put the hairstyle back into its initial state. Hair accessories really know how to push a hairstyle up a notch, and this is what the final hair looks like. I really love it. I hope you guys also like it and also try it. If you want to see different ways in which you can wear this hairstyle without only just doing bantu knots, please follow me on Instagram for that. I hope to see you on my next video. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe.